By the age of 31, John Herbert Dillinger became renowned as America's public enemy number one by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. He commanded the Dillinger Gang, suspected of robbing 24 banks and 4 police stations. The gang was responsible for at least 2 law enforcement shooting deaths. Dillinger assimilated into a media creation portrayed with Robin Hood ethics, exaggerated accounts of his bravado, and a colorful personality. The truth was far more banal. Dillinger was a lifelong malcontent who had neither the intellect nor motivation to contribute towards society. Amidst the financial woes of the Great Depression, brazen bank robbers were elevated into public prominence. Dillinger robbed financial institutions. He kept the proceeds. Once identified and sought out for arrest nationally, he remained constantly in transition and hiding. He was born on June 22, 1903, near downtown Indianapolis in a house that was later demolished during the construction of Interstate 70. Some of the derelict roadway is still evident, even if housing is absent. His subsequent residence would be located approximately 2 blocks away in a house still standing. The neighborhood has withstood any visible improvement nearly a century later. His father, John Wilson Dillinger, was reportedly harsh and a strict disciplinarian. He was a grocer by trade. His mother died before John turned 4, and his older sister, Audrey, raised him along with 7 children for several years until his father remarried in 1912. That union produced 3 additional children. Dillinger's severe upbringing backfired as he was constantly fighting, bullying smaller children, and committing petty theft. The family would relocate to rural Mooresville, Indiana, but his rebellious nature only worsened, resulting in a car theft charge during 1922. His defiant attitude made reconciliation with his father impossible. In 1923, he enlisted in the Navy, where he became a petty officer, 3rd-class machinery repairman aboard the battleship USS Utah. The stint only lasted a few months as he deserted once the ship docked in Boston. He was eventually dishonorably discharged. He returned to Mooresville, married, but had difficulty holding any job. He subsequently planned his first robbery with a friend, an ex-convict, Ed Singleton, of a local grocery store. The robbery resulted in only $50, but worse, an accompanying charge of assault and battery and conspiracy to commit a felony. The pair was captured the following day after being identified by a local minister who had viewed the heist. His father intervened during the arraignment, convincing him to plead guilty without a lawyer. Anticipating a lenient sentence of only probation, he was given instead a term of 10 to 20 years in prison. Enraged over his own extended sentence, Dillinger vowed vengeance against society. His threat proved legitimate. In prison, he consorted with seasoned criminals and convicted bank robbers. A physical examination in prison confirmed that he suffered from gonorrhea, necessitating painful treatment. After serving 9.5 years, Dillinger would be paroled. With minimal prospects for finding employment, he immediately resorted to crime. The year was 1933, and the Great Depression had fully ravaged the United States into economic despair and catastrophe. For the next 12 months, the Dillinger Gang would reputedly commit at least a dozen more bank robberies, establishing a messy trail of debauchery and armed theft that extended into Tucson, Arizona, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. The former Bank of Massachusetts outlet in downtown Indianapolis features an outdoor bronze plaque immortalizing its robbery. Interspersed between short-term incarcerations and daring escapes, Dillinger's gangs terrorized the Midwest, accumulating favorable press coverage and national notoriety. He was racing against time and eventual apprehension with few options. In Chicago, a Gary, Indiana brothel owner, nicknamed by the FBI as the Woman in Red, would betray his movements. On the evening of July 22, 1934, Dillinger and associates were observed entering the Biograph Theater showing a crime drama. A police stakeout encircled the theater, awaiting the conclusion of the film. Dillinger decided to exit the theater via an alleyway once the film concluded at 10:40 p.m. He strolled into an ambush. He ignored a command to surrender, and 3 men fired upon him, fleeing. He would be struck 4 times with the fatal bullet entering through the back of his neck, severing his spinal cord. He died instantly. Witnesses were viewed dipping their handkerchiefs, dress fabric, and even newspaper into Dillinger's blood that stained the pavement as souvenirs. His body would be displayed publicly at the Cook County morgue. An estimated 15,000 people viewed the corpse over the span of a day and a half. 4 death masks were fabricated. He would be buried in a family grave at Indianapolis Crown Hill Cemetery. His gravestone has been repeatedly replaced due to vandalism by visitors chipping away pieces as souvenirs. For a callous individual who cared little for humanity, desecration by strangers has become a macabre consequence.